How's everyone doing? Give me 1 second. I just noticed something. It's so much better. So much better. All right. Let's get into it. Just opening everything up really quickly. Let me get chat up. Never leave home without chat. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told. Maybe we'll get some tunes going. Let's get some tunes going. There we go. All right. I always think like I could open all of these things before a stream starts, but usually nobody joins right at the beginning of a stream anyways. So then I feel like it's a waste of my time because this lets people know we're starting sooner. Because I could just wait. I do for the news. I guess I do that for the news. I wait, but just these chill Sunday night or Thursday night streams. I don't do it. Okay, so hopefully tonight we are going to fix the database. Hopefully, because Saturday we need to work on our Twitch alerts. We need to move the null cloud forward. We need to do a lot of stuff. Hey, Scott B, how are you doing? How are you doing? I'm just getting a little set up. Sorry. I was just saying, not usually people don't join right at the start of my stream, and so I don't get everything like, everything going before the first person joins. Actually, up until very recently, I usually would stream to like 1 or 2 people tops, and so yeah. All right. Music's going. All right, let's get into it. We're just gonna work on our database. We got it compiling last time, but that was very long. But the problem with it is it's not reaching consensus anymore. So we screwed something up with the consensus, which is a little disheartening because we didn't really touch much of that except where it stores the log. So the only thing I can think of is that it's failing to do the log. But one of the hard parts with that, one of the things with that is that we can't breakpoint the consensus code because the consensus code is very tightly coupled to timeouts. So, like, if we breakpoint the code, we will destroy whatever consensus we were trying to achieve. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Oh, Scott B, I am sorry. So, I've only had one. I have had a colonoscopy. I would think I was 5 or 6. At the time they wouldn't put a child under if they didn't have to, so I have vivid memories of the biopsy. So cheers. Cheers. I can commiserate. I probably shouldn't have said that live on stream. There's your TMI for everybody out there. The things you didn't want to know about Merrick Counts. I can tell you about the monitors. Ooh. All right. let's move on. All right, we're failing to reach. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I had very nice doctors. Okay, so we have this where we can do what was it? Wow. We can run Docker and compose, and this is the thing that wasn't reaching consensus. So they each went into candidate state, but then they basically are hanging here. And this is where they should be voting. It's interesting because if you look at this, node 1, node 2 got requests. So there is some. Node 3, let's see. Yeah. Yep. So node 3. This is node 3, right? Let's look at the compose here. Yeah, so node 1 is 0 indexed. So that would be node 3. Node 2 got a request from node 3. Node 2 also got a request from node 1. All before it became a candidate. So it's almost like the nodes that became candidates didn't respond. That's what I feel like. Somehow we updated this code to block. Okay, they're going to wait for all their responses. Is that a problem? It was working before this. Let's see. Last term was 0. Everything starts with 0. Yeah, term 0, last log index 0, last log term 0. I hate to put a log message here. We could. We definitely could. Do you know what we might do? Is just follow one of them. We could do some... We could actually implement a logging library. You know what? That's actually something I've never looked at. Rust logging libraries. I've always used, I mean, professionally, I've always used Go. So like I could talk days about which ones I prefer, but do you guys know of a good one? All right, let's do simple. Let's do simple. Future highway tracing. Is there something that's like not too involved but not too simple? You know, like if it's just printing out, then like I'm already printing. Like I can just print. Flexi logger? This one? I'm happy to try this. All right, let's see. Logger, try with string. So can I just use log for this? Is that what I was seeing here? This is the log library, right? Which we included this. And so if we just do info, will this work with our logger? Like, do we have to set it up? Do we have to actually set it up? It doesn't seem like it. How do we set it up? Ooh, I do like myself some structured. I actually got in an argument with somebody on Twitter, which I guess is what you do on Twitter, about the merits of structured logging. I'll see if I can't find it. I probably can't find it right now. I'm a big fan, but we won't do structured logging for right now. It's an unstable feature. We don't want unstable. We want stable. I'm just going to try it like this. Let's do it. Info. That's what it is. Cool, cool, cool. mvlogger. I honestly don't know the difference between these libraries. That does look super simple. .1, is that the latest? 11.1, yeah. Uh, 11. So, Copilot was trained on 9.0. When was this released? I want to see how old the data is that it is. Let's see. When was this released? Maybe I need to go to the GitHub. It was 9.0, right? Not 9. Let's see. Did I miss it? I might have missed it. I might have missed it. 9.39. Oh, 90 right here. Okay, okay. Wait. No, I want the date. Oh, here it's right there. Right there. July 4th, 2021. That's way older than I was thinking. Like, it didn't even have 9-2. That's way older than I was thinking. Copilot was trained in 2021. Or at least that's the snapshot of data it's using. That's like 3-year-old data. All right, whatever. How's everyone doing today? You know what I don't have up? Dutch, you live in that dream? You live in it? Good, because I'm about to bring you to reality with Rust. Bringing you to reality. Okay, so I have a crazy idea. So I've actually been tweeting with HTMX back and forth a little bit. Master Snoods, what's up? You still owe me an idea, a concept for an emoji. So I've been tweeting back and forth with HTMX, and I have a crazy idea. Based off of some of the stuff we were doing, I guess, Tuesday night. I want to make an HTMX Rust macro. Think about it. Almost like, and I know that this is going to upset people, almost like React, where you build components and then can use those components and configure them. So like you don't have to have all this nasty, crazy, terrible HTML. Like you build it up with these very easy to use things and you return those things. I feel like this is amazing. Now it could be terrible. I feel like it could be amazing. Master Snoods, how are you doing? How was your stream? I only caught a little bit of it. You're working on Zig, right? No idea what I did right there. I pressed some buttons. What are you doing in... I apologize. That was the first time I caught your stream and I did have to go. What are you doing in Zig exactly again? Oh. Okay, cool. That's right. You had the embedded device there. Actually, I think Zig would be really... are you doing it on like... I have been programming these ESP32 devices. And I feel like I hate C. And I would love to use Zig instead. Have you used it on the ESP32s? Or are you just doing the Arduinos at this point? Okay, you're doing the Raspberry Pis right now. Oh, it's this. The ESP32s are really cool just because of their like low cost. Was it like that? What? Oh, you still use log. You still use log. That's right. That's right. Sorry, I'm new to logging in Rust. Much new. So the light behind me, you can't see it very well. This one. That one is powered by an ESP32. So those Twitch alerts that were happening that are powered by my system, I want to tie these ESP32s into that system as well. So when there's like subscribers or gifts or things like that, they get a special light show. There's actually a second panel. You can't see it because I haven't soldered the lights around it yet. I want to tie that into the system as well. Cool. Well, I'll have to be watching. I'll be looking for your stream because I think writing it in Zig would be way more fun than not writing it in Zig. That being said, I haven't done a ton of Zig, but it looks cool. And by not a ton, I mean any at all is what I actually meant. I meant I haven't written any Zig at all. Right up there with OCaml. I've written the exact same amount of OCaml as I have Zig. So I'm trying to think here. You haven't used OCaml yet? I don't know. I like Rust's mid approach. Like, it's not fully functional. I feel like OCaml's a little... I am not like a fully functional person. And so like I think it's causing a little bit of struggles with the OCaml. I've been told I will really like it because like I don't like things about Go. And what I would really like is a language exactly like Rust except garbage collection without the lifetimes. Now, look, I would still write a database and things like that with the non-garbage collected. It had like, but I want these to be like sister languages, so I could like prototype with no thought of lifetimes, no thought of them, and I could just fly through the things without worrying about those, and then I could be like, okay, I can go through this and refactor it to be like, I'm gonna say real Rust, and it's good. That's what I'd love to do. That's what I would love to do. Part of me is asking how this ever worked. So it's going to send a request, and then it's going to wait for a response. And I feel like we actually have a somewhat of a threading issue, because if it sends a request but then doesn't blocks here and doesn't actually... It should send a response, though, because this tick is on its own thread. Okay, so that shouldn't be a problem. So it should still respond. Because while there's tick that's driving, there's on message that's driven by a different thread. Okay, so that shouldn't be the problem. Because, yeah, we're just... It's not a threading problem per se, because this is a distributed system, so it's a different machine entirely. But I'm calling it a threading problem. Okay, Dutch, why do I not like Go? Why do I not like Go? Give me one iota why I don't like Go. Just let me know. I just need one iota. Because you don't like functional programming? I have a love-hate relationship with functional programming. I'll admit it. And, you know, possibly it's a skill issue. Possibly it's a skill issue. Possibly it's what I learned on first, which was Java. To me, things make sense as containers or objects, as some would, or structs in Rust. I know that everything can be defined mathematically as a function. And so I understand why pure functional works and could even be good. But I don't think my brain works that way. And maybe I could train it to. I don't know. Like I said, possibly it's because it's what I learned on. And so I find it harder to reason about, even though it should be easier to reason about because it's more like mathematically sound. I get it. I get it. I'm not saying that it actually is. I'm telling you my personal take on it. Okay. We got this sending the vote request. Anytime we see a print line, we should probably, you know, actually fix this to be... We'll just go with everything. All of these are infos at this point. That should be nicer, but we got to find our threading issue here. Maybe I need to map this. Let's see. This is just starting up. They each generated the log segments. Starting the web server. Okay, connecting. So node 3 connected to node 1 and 2. That's correct. And then it becomes a candidate because it failed to get a heartbeat from a leader. Okay. So at this point, it's asking people to vote for it. Node 2 didn't say that it was connecting, but it got a request. It got a request. So it got a request as a follower. Now, Node 3 never got a response. It never got a response from Node 2. Node 2 was a follower. So on message of follower, there's the vote request. And we have this print. We didn't print yes. It's right here. That's our bug. Now, it didn't vote no either. It didn't say it voted no. Where? Well, I mean, that was a bug. I'm not convinced that I've solved it. It seems to have hung here. It didn't hit this print and it didn't hit this print. I don't know where else it would go. I don't know where else it would go. All right, let's switch these to infos. Stop. No, that's not what I meant to do. All right. So let's do Docker compose build. We need a better way of automating this. Stream could lag while this is happening. Do we have a build error? We have a build error. Doesn't give value for enum result. This is very... Oh, there's an ad. There's an ad. There is an ad. I don't know how many people are actually getting the ad. All right, so this is actually something dangerous about this. It doesn't highlight stuff as red anymore. It obfuscates that. And I saw the error and I was like, ooh, I'm glad I didn't miss it. The worst part about this is if you do cargo, or if you do Docker compose up, it will use the old images. It doesn't build each time. Super annoying. Super annoying. You can use watch, but watch wasn't working for me at the time. I was changing a little too much. It was making my computer sweat a little too much. Yeah, so anyways, let's see. What line was that on? 107. All right, so let's see. Get value. What is get value? What is our value? We don't have a value. Wait, this thing doesn't come from anything, does it? Wait. What am I missing here? It's this receiver await. Okay. I got it. This is a result. Oh, this is a result with our record. Okay. I think that's what we wanted to do. Obviously not exactly what we wanted to do. The return type of this call string. We'll clean this up in just a second. We'll clean this up. Okay, I need another. I think I need this. Okay. Expected a record. Oh, this expects a record now. Because I did get value on it. Oh shoot. You know what? Again, we'll just clean this up in just a second. Let's just validate that this works. Unwrap. Okay. 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 All right, let me walk you guys through my HTMX idea. And I know as an avid disliker of HTMX at this point, you think that's beautiful, Dutch? I can do this all night long. I can do this all night long. 100%. Easy. 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 I need to clean it up. I think I can use a map. Right, because we got to unwrap value, and then we got to unwrap the get value because this returns an optional. We can clean it up. Give me a second. I just wanted to see. It's still, check it out. Node 1 becomes a candidate. Node 3 gets a request. For voting for node 1. Node 3 also becomes a candidate because it's also not gotten a heartbeat. All right, we'll go back and make it. We'll make it prettier. I just want to make sure that's it's actually building. Okay. So we can do map error here, right? Do I want? I actually don't want to do this. One second. I think this is probably the better. Not this. Not that. I think the maybe more readable way of doing this. Maybe map error. We could make something that's halfway readable. Probably. One second. I think this will look better though. Let's do this. Let's see. We're talking about. Oh, you were doing it with just map. I was going to say map error still had the same problem to me. And I was like, it's just going to get gross. That might actually be cleaner. All right, we're going to do it Future Highway way because it's probably the more idiomatic way of doing it. And I don't use the maps nearly as much as I should. So we're going to do it that way. Just for experience, practice. Let's go. Okay, so all right, so we're going to go map. There we go. No, just map. Just map. Maps a result. Okay. Nope, not at all what I meant. So we'll do result, and then res dot get value. I don't know what I pressed. Are you get value, and then we'll on this side of this we can call unwrap or, and here no value. I screwed this up. 1 second. One second. I'm not actually sure. So this should return an optional for the body, right? For this map. Unwrap unwraps it, or it gives this as the string. So since this is returning a string, it's either going to return the value of this or the no value string. That's what unwrap or does. Get value returns an option, right? Future highway. That's why I was going the other way, because it made it easy. Oh, wait. Can we just do this? So this whole thing returns a string. So value is a result, right? Yep. Value is a result. And then res is a record. We call get value on it, which is going to give us a value, an option of string. And then we're going to call unwrap or. And we're going to return this. This should work, right? All right. I'm feeling like this is correct. I mean, obviously it's not. Also, I just think that this is harder to read. I think we're doing one thing. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go back to the way that I was doing it, because I honestly think that it's an easier thing to read. And then we can compare. Then we can compare. Meant yeah. I don't know. I'm going to go with this because I think we're combining too many things. I don't know why it's failing though, because this feels this feels right to me. This map is always going to return a string because it's this, and we're unwrapping it or returning a string. I don't know why this didn't work. It kind of bugs me now. I want to figure it out. But I think this is easier to read and understand. Let's let me read this error really quickly. Oh, am I missing a clothespin? I thought so this is closing the body. So I don't think so. See, I was looking at that. I clicked through these. Wait. Because you have a result of an option of string of an error. So unwrap or needs to also be an option string. I thought unwrap or needed to be... I thought unwrap or needed to be the string, right? Yeah, that's what it is here. Get value, unwrap or. It works up here just fine. This is correct here, right? Because get value here is returning a option string. And so you're unwrapping it or returning. So if you can't return a string, you're going to return this string, no value, right? Because this is just a record. The first one has a double match. Wait. I missed a match. Okay. This is a record of result. But this is a record, okay? So I see this is a record, a result of a record. And then this is, we're matching on this. So res is, yeah, no, we're not double matching here. This is just one match. This is the exact same thing as this right here. It's the same match statement. So we have this match that unwraps the okay or the error, which is what the map here is, right? Then we're left with a record. And here we're left with a record. And here we're getting the value, which is an option, and then I'm unwrapping the option with an unwrapper or. I'm 100% hard missing the problem here. I'm sure it's me at this point. If we close this here, then it thinks this is supposed to be returning an option. So we could probably update this to do that, because then it wants this to be like an okay. But we really want that string. So then what we have to do is unwrap all of that anyways, because body wants a string. So then we'd have to call unwrap anyways. Again, which this seems ridiculous to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Map doesn't unwrap. Okay, but it's telling me. So are you telling me that this here is not a result? Because it's telling me that it's a record, not a result. Oh, no. I see. I see. I see. This whole thing still needs to be unwrapped back here. This whole map needs to. We're just going to call unwrap. Done. I understand. I understand. Got it. All right. I still don't like this as much. We'd still have to deal with this unwrap, which we could with error again. Map error. Yeah, maybe that. But this is just getting too convoluted for one line. I got it. I understand. I like this way better though. I think just honestly speaking here, I find this way to be much clearer. Like if you're going to look through that as to what's getting, like, when does it return no value versus the mapped error versus the whatnot. This way just makes sense to me. Anyways, sorry. I wanted to understand though. I feel like I do now, but because the map function is returning, it's just mapping the result, which we could unwrap to a string. I got it now. I was screwing it up. I had to unwrap the result. But I was missing that. All right. But we're still back to Docker Compose build. This is still not working. All right, we got a log message. Let's walk through it again. So node 2 is the first one to get up. This one should, in theory, become the leader. Become a candidate because it failed. So it should start sending. So let's see next. Wait a second. Is our logging broken now? Got a request. Oh, you know what? We did info, and I bet you we're not logging with info. Uh-oh. 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 Let's log with info. Actually, what I was thinking of doing, I wanted to kind of single out the information we were getting from this. Like make them error or something, so it's easy to see. You know what I might do, though? This might be nice. We only want logs from one, right? So we'll just do it here. Right? This might work. So we only get the log info, the info logs from that one. Will that work? I don't know. Not. Oh, okay. I need to just do like makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Property environment is not allowed. I don't know. Okay. Why? 1 second. Docker compose. Beat me again. Compose. Oh, okay. It's just environment. Environment. And it is a list, so I should have thought of that. Okay, just a list of string. I love YAML. Cool. Oh. This is interesting. Why didn't we get any logs from anybody else? We didn't get like the Gen 0 on any of the others. And this is before it does anything with Raft. This is just setting up the file system. There be bugs. There's bugs, people. Okay, so we're getting some info logs. We didn't make everything info logs. Sending vote request. Got a request. Let's see. I'm not getting any responses though. It's so weird because if they're a follower, it should be this, got a vote request, or this, voting no, or voting yes. Like that should be the very next thing after got a vote request. But if you notice here, node 1 says got a vote request, nothing more. Let's check candidate. So basically each stage that it's in responds to votes differently. So in this stage, if it was in candidate stage, which it should be, because it became a candidate, it didn't say that it fell out of candidacy, right? So if it got a request, why does it die here and not go here? This used to work. This used to work before we married the database to the Raft. This database does not like the Raft. All right. It's becoming a candidate. It's a candidate. Really, we should do structured logs because we should like state. Oh no, it is stating it's in candidate. See? Once this has info, it should have this in it. So we should rebuild now that these are turned to info, because I'm pretty sure it's right here. I mean, it better be. If it's not, there's another bug, a worse bug, a possibly much worse bug. Uh-oh. No good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a bug that's worse. Check this out. This is right here at candidate stage, but this is not being handled by a candidate because we switched candidate over to the new logging. Ooh. Okay, so in follower though, did it go to leader? There's messages around that though. So, and if we get a request, this right here, if we get a request here, we just automatically okay, we do go to a follower if their term is higher. So this would be like if we got disconnected, we would drop to a follower. Otherwise, we respond false. All right. I'm terrified because like I almost think it's this code. And if it's right here, we're in big trouble because it didn't actually win the vote. How did it become leader? How did it become the leader? The voting's rigged. I tell you, the voting's rigged. Okay, now this just said, no. Where's this printing from? It's a vote request. But it's not an info. Oh, wait. It's just saying got a request. Not got a vote request. It is a vote request, but it's never operating on it. Never doing anything with it. It's not making it back here. Okay, so let's look for this got a request. Oh, so this is just the gRPC service. Okay. But like at least this gives us where we're looking. Oh, we're cooking. We're gonna wish we had been using info. Is Sender a channel? Sender should be a channel. Hopefully that's a channel. Hopefully a one-shot channel. Now this we haven't touched since the last time it was working. So we basically use these one-shot channels where we make a sender receiver and we send that back in the vote request. So this vote this vote request, this event sender, we send the event back here. Now maybe this makes more sense though. So I was obviously in the wrong spot. This is why you should have these info loggers, because this makes tons of sense that there's actually a channel here. In all the other spots, it was just like an if statement. And it was like, no, something else should have happened next. But this could be that it's in this channel that we're not listening to or something. Weird thing is, none of this got touched. Literally none of this got touched. We just plugged we put the thing that got changed was that we are starting to use a database log. So I guess this did get a little changed because this used to just be a string. Now we send back the actual record. So yeah, there's some... So we got a request. This can't fail, right? All right, let's capture this thing. I mean, we should have failed to receive vote reply. Did we get that? No, it hangs here. So I'm guessing it's hanging on this send. Why? I'm not sure. Is that a deadlock? I'm guessing that there's a deadlock here. I agree. I'm guessing we've created some deadlock. It's what it seems like because everything just pauses execution here. Okay, so do you need to move the sender to a new task? I mean, this is an async trait, so I don't think so. I don't think so because we're calling a wait on it and it's inside an async trait, right? So that should be... I mean, it had been working previous to a week ago or last Saturday when we broke everything. So this event sender is a long-lived sender that we use to send things to the back end, which just has this raft event, which these are just events. And if we need to respond back, we just send a one shot with that event, right? So this is the thing that came through, and this is the response, And so that's what we're doing here. We are getting a request for voting. We're creating a one shot. We're calling send. We're awaiting that. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, that's this that we're creating, and we're sending this one-shot channel inside of this vote request. This event sender is not a one-shot. This is just a regular Tokyo sender. So this is a long-lived, not a one-shot. We're sending this one-shot back to the. Let's actually go to the other side where this goes. So on as a follower, that's what's happening here. Is that we're getting this. Basically, something is listening for these messages, and on a message, it just sends the message here. And so that we get this raft event here, and that's where this is the sender that goes back. So this is the sender that should go back, but we're never getting here. We're not logging this here, got a vote request, because we should have been logging got a vote request, because that's the first thing that happens. So when this says send here, it should go immediately to here. That's where this goes. Well, I mean, not technically. Let's on message is called here. So here is where we try to receive. So that long-lived sender, we try to receive, and then we're just sending it here. So this is just a normal sender, not a one-shot. This is the one shot in here. Okay, I put the trace in here. I also have this because now we're actually checking the result. Okay, well. Node 1 is sending a vote request. So this is interesting. Since it was latest, we're not actually seeing the other stuff because other ones started before it. That's fine. That's pretty standard. But we're only getting logging levels from node 1, though, if we want to see this stuff. Two became candidate first. Yeah, this is dying. But it didn't deadlock because it still moved on. So it got a request from node 2 because it became a candidate and sent out things. Okay, let's... So we get this, and then we call send, unwrap. And this is that sender. This is the one shot right here. We're calling unwrap. This should cause a panic, right? But it's not causing a panic. It's also not printing voting yes, so it's not. This isn't happening here. It's never getting through. I almost want to log something here. Actually, we can. We can do this in a sane way on info. Now, Raft is super chatty. You don't want to do this in real life. Trust me, that would destroy stuff. Dutch, are you still on? You saw this working like a week ago. You and Dirk. None of this code has changed. Like, none of this has changed. Oh, I'm calling match, and then I put a this there. Okay. That was my bad. I just threw that right in there. No, you can't Docker compose up. I mean, obviously we had to change something that was vital. That's what we need to figure out. Because there's obviously something that changed. I'm guessing it's something with our one shot. I don't know what though. It's like this event sender is busted. This event sender. And the only thing done to this was that we changed this from this one shot get entry to return a record instead of a string. We could change this back to a string because we could just get the value for the record. But you know, I fail to see where that's causing the problem. We could see where this gRPC server gets set up. This is that sender here. Is the new struct too big for our channel? I've never had that be a thing. Should we be using an unbounded channel here? Did we just not have a big enough buffer? Oh, that would be super dumb. I think we don't have a big enough buffer. It used to just be a string, a small string at that. Quick admission here. I've never known whether this buffer was a buffer of size of bytes or number of type T. Like how I always kind of assumed it was the number of type T, but okay, Future Highway, that's the number of type T. Okay, that's what I kind of assumed. That's what I've always like read it as. But then I was thinking maybe it's of bytes. That would be dumb. I mean, it's not dumb, but it obviously is not what I'm thinking in. So there's no locks. This can't be deadlocked, right? There's no locks in this code at this point. They all become candidate. You know what? I'm going to turn info logging in on all of them. RDJ Power, how are you doing? But it's on a new thread, right? It's in and await, right? So the reason they move it to a new thread here is because otherwise, why would you send a message? You have to be on a different thread, right? I completely agree with you. I'm on board with the deadlock crew. I'm on board with the deadlock crew. I'm not arguing. I just don't know where or why. I don't know where or why. Everything comes to a screeching halt. So, all intents and purposes, there's a deadlock. How or why? Because remember, each one of these is its own service. It's running 3 different ones of these. Don't think of them as running on the same machine. I know that we're using containers to run them on the same machine, but they're different machines. But I mean, of course they would have senders being spawned to a new thread just because why else would you have a sender? But we are on different threads because we're all in awaits threads. So this is the logic we're going through here, Run. We have a random amount of time to sleep after we've started the gRPC servers. We connect to all the nodes, we insert them into the clients, blah, blah, blah. And then we run tick and await. This is an await. Run tick is an await. Run tick does its thing. It does its thing. Try receive doesn't block. Okay, so we get a message. And Actix is running on the front end, getting messages, again, on its own thread. And so that's where we're on two separate threads. This run tick is on its own thread. This whole thing is on its own thread here, right? This run. I think. Let's go make sure that this run is on its own thread. Because then maybe it would be consuming. Let's go check. Let's go check. Yeah. Run is on its own thread. So we are on a new thread here. We just spawn another thread inside of this one just to be extra sure. Because this is the gRPC server, which has its own thread that does all the message sending. And once we set that up, we have our loop that runs the tick. This is the gRPC server, and this consumes the thread, this. And so then this goes and it starts looping over tick. Wait. Do we get tick is running? Do we never get to a tick? If we never get to a tick, we never process a message. We're never getting to a tick. I don't see a tick running. There are no ticks. There's no bloodsuckers. That means maybe something here is consuming the thread. Because this would be one thread here. And if something here consumed it. Wait. We connect. I see connection. Right. Gen 0 starting web server. Without a tick, we can't become a candidate, right? We have to run tick. But we have an info running tick. Oh, we do. It's just out here. I'm sorry. We have it. Sanity is returned. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I missed it. I missed it. It's right here. I found the tick, guys. We have the tick. Man, all of these need to be info messages, so they're all aligned. Oh, we're working on it. Okay. Let's see. We have our tick. It's running. That's how we become candidate, is because our tick is running. We get a request, but then nothing. It dies. We get a request and we do nothing with it. We would do nothing with it until we got another tick. Check this out. Node 3, we get a tick here. I found it. I found it. We stop ticking. We stop ticking. Something is blocking the tick. The tick has been blocked. I understand. I understand. I understand. I got it. I got it. Check this out. So for this to all function, tick has to continually flow. Needs to be a free form thing. How we implemented our gRPC, we have one thing that blocks. We have one thing that blocks. And I bet you it's blocking for some reason now. So on tick, we call tick on whatever state that we're running on. And if we're in candidate mode, on tick here, on tick. Wait, where's our on tick message? Oh, it's just called tick. Yeah, sorry. Just tick. Just tick, not on tick. Oh, my bad. Okay, so back to candidate mode. When we're on candidate mode, in tick, we await this. Is this waiting on other people to respond? And if other people are blocked, awaiting. So if they all send out their messages, they'll all be waiting for responses, but they can't respond because the response is handled on the tick. Here's our threading issue. Does that make sense? It's a distributed deadlock. 100% future highway. They all send out their messages and are waiting for responses, and they're too busy waiting on a response to send their message. Now, how this wasn't a problem originally is beyond me. I must have changed something subtle. Okay. So we have to make these asynchronous. We have to not wait. I know distributed problems are always the fun. It's distributed problems have some of the most interesting bugs because you can't breakpoint them. As soon as you breakpoint them, you have disrupted, like, you know, this has to respond every 100 milliseconds or it breaks the consensus. And so, like, if you want to watch the flow while it's under consensus, like while it's operating properly, you can't breakpoint it. You can't do it. Okay. So what we need to do here is not block here, because if they all, one solution that we can do is do a random pause amount. So here we pause a random amount of time, right here. But we could randomize this. And maybe previously this was off just a little bit, where, you know, they were getting started randomly, where this wasn't causing a problem. I find that hard to believe, but, you know, maybe. I think the better solution, honestly, is we shouldn't count the votes. Here. We should almost do like a one shot with this and put this on another thread. We should spawn something here. We should spawn something with a one shot. I'm just gonna type something. All right, then we can send our vote. Ooh, I don't know if Node is going to be happy about this. I don't know. Because this is our thing of nodes. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this at this point. And then basically we need to call back here. So we need to let one shot. Let's see. This is really sender receiver, one shot channel. And then we need to basically send back some message. This is getting gross. Yeah, we'd do something like this, I guess. This is just garbage that the AI wrote. Okay. Now we have to consolidate the votes with this receiver. Wait, we're sending the response back no matter what. Yeah, this is actually fine. I can actually, this is fine. You know, we're actually just going to send the response back. We don't care. That's all we're wanting to do here. What we need to do is keep track of this receiver and check on it every once in a while. To see if the message has come back. Now we have the tick and we can check it on the tick, but that means that we need to keep track of them, right? This seems gross. Tell me when you guys think of a better way of doing this. Let's see. This will be something like votes. Votes. Not these. This is going to be a vector of receivers. Let's see. This is a one-shot receiver. That of what is it of? It's a one-shot receiver of a vote response. Vote reply. One of those bad boys. And then this is just going to be a empty vec. Say okay, Q. I have no idea if that's how you say your name, but have fun with your AI auto-generated message. I know there is no sound. That's on our list of things to solve next week. Today, it's distributed systems. Tomorrow, it's how to play sounds in web browsers when things pop up. You know. Baby steps. I got to learn one thing before the next. Thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying your time. This is all garbage. All right, so we send the responses or the requests, and now we've got to condense them. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this in our check, wherever that is. All right. This all needs to go into our check. Check. And then we need to go back to tick. Our favorite blood-sucking. And then for... that's not correct, right? I don't think that's all correct, but I did want to paste this in there. This was logic we worked hard on. Okay, so vote in vote.await. What? Vote is a one shot, right? So we can like it should be like a try receive, right? Try receive, yeah. I think it should be like this. So basically we'll just go through all of them, try to receive it. If there's nothing there, yeah, okay. So then this is, let's do... Did I push the receivers? Not yet. Not yet. Good call. Good call. Not yet. That would have been another bug. Future Highway. I have one thing I have to say. I want you to review my PRs. You'd be the most frustrating PR reviewer, but you are very keen. I watch people code on Twitch too. Now, I have to admit, a lot of times when I watch people code online, I'm only focused occasionally. But yeah. No, you're good. You're good, Future. I was giving you praise. I'm sorry. I actually love critical feedback. It's why I started tweeting with HTMX. You know, because like I like to learn, and I've learned a lot from a lot of. I'm very firm believer in surround yourself with smart people that you believe is smarter than you. You know, obviously you want somebody that's dumber in your group. There's reasons. You don't want to be the dumbest person. You just want to have a lot of smarter people around you. But I'm a firm believer in that. So I was not calling you out. I appreciate it. You've made some excellent calls. Yeah, we're just gonna unwrap this for right now. Yep. Do we need it as mutable? Why would we need it as mutable? I'm confused. One second. This is a reply. I don't know why we need it as... This is just a result. We'll do this. No. We'll do let's just do an early return instead. I don't know what I was thinking. I was forgetting the else. All right. And I think this is just a let. I always want to do if let. All right. Let's see. Cannot borrow vote as mutable. Why is it wanting to be? Oh, try receive is immutable. Okay. Okay. We do need to borrow this as mutable. Let's see. Mute. It or mute. Sorry. We do. It was saying vote needed to be mutable. Try receive mutates it. Got it. Okay. All right, so if the responses are good, blah, 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 this all looks good. So I like the conversations. Anyways, Future Highway, I was not calling you out. I apologize if it felt that way. I generally enjoy it. I'm way less helpful. If you stream and I watch, I'm way less helpful. I usually just pipe in and say random crap every once in a while. I have a blast watching other people code. They don't have a blast when I'm watching them code, but so I can't say anything. I cannot say anything. All right. Now we need to make sure that we're doing what you noticed. We need to push the receivers. Where that's on tick when we make the votes. That makes sense, Future Highway. Absolutely. All right, so we need to push those here. Okay, so let's do that. We also need to pop them, right? Can we do... Oh. So why try receive? Good question. Actually, we do want to try receive. And the reason is try receive won't block. Because if we blocked here, we would block our tick. We want our tick to run every X amount of time. Because in the distributed system, we need to respond to certain things. So if we did try here and just blocked on it, we would wait. And if we didn't get a response because the node was down or whatnot, that would be a problem. Because this is our tick function. So basically everything in this function has to not block. If it blocks, it's possibly bad for us. Wait. Are you saying that vote.await will give us the same thing? I've always just called try receive. I've never awaited one. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know what... One second, let me go read the documentation. I have no idea. Because there's receive, you can call receive, and receive blocks. So try receive doesn't. When the sender is dropped before sending a value. If a pending value exists in the channel and it is returned, if no value has been sent, the current task will not be registered for future notification. The function is used to call from outside the context of an asynchronous task. Note that unlike the pull method, the try receive method cannot fail. So it is a little different than the pull method, which is what the await uses. A little different. Right. It sends an error. Right. That's why you have to. That's why you get a response back, right? It's going to fail if there's nothing sent back. That's why you just go to the next one. Try the next one. All right. The other thing that we need to do. I'm in a predicament here. Maybe this is not the... You know what? a VEC wasn't the right choice. We need to pop. Do we pop it out and then... Because basically we need to delete it if we've used it. Basically, we want to keep it in there and keep trying until we get something back on it. But... Well, then we'll try again on the next tick, right? Future highway? This tick, it will try it. Nothing will happen. And then we'll try the next tick. So another 100 milliseconds, or 50 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds. Another 10 milliseconds. We'll try again. So that's fine. You're right. We will probably fail the first time through. Having this return a failure does not close it, right? It's just going to return empty. No value has been sent. So what we need to do, the one thing that we need to do is we need to clean these up. So I'm thinking now we do something like, does vector allow us to handle this? I've never done this in a vector in Rust. Where was that? I don't even know. Where's our, oh, here it is. So instead of we almost need to like pop it off. Try, and then pop it back on. Is there a better struct for this? I'm trying to think of like, there's got to be a better way of doing this than what I'm doing. Rust vec pop. Does pop work off the front or the back? So, okay, let me think this through. I need to actually lay this out. I need to lay this out in my head. So we have this array here of receivers. And we want to try each one. We want to try this one. It will fail. So we want to try this one again. We want to try this one. It will fail. We want to try it again. We will want to try this one. It's going to fail. This one's going to work. So we want to remove it. Now, if we pop, so we do this again. If we're popping, this gets weird because what I was thinking, you know, like this is how it's set up. And we pop this one off and it fails and we put it onto the back. Now we have an infinite loop that we'll go through because there's never an end to the number of times we can pop off of it. So I can't just pop and then in place in the back because then it's going to suck up the thread. It will never let the tick do anything else other than cycle through this until we've gotten all the responses back. But that's my problem, Future, is we can pop off the front and push to the back, but then we'll never stop until all of them have gone through. I want to try them each once and then move on. So then we could like mark them and then go through and clean them up later. Just drain the VEC, pop them all off and queue them. So you're saying like do something like this. Well, Dutch, you shouldn't be reaching consensus with more than like 5 to 7 nodes, right? So your in is always 7 max, right? I think that's fine. An in of 7. Dutch, I'm waiting for these messages back. I have to get all of the votes. I have to collect all the votes. Well, I have to actually collect a majority of votes, right? And once I get the majority of votes, this whole struct goes away. So then I won't be going over these anymore. And again, it's the majority of max 7. Your in is very small. Like, we can guarantee that in is a small number. I know that it like grinds the like people better at software engineering than me. But if you know that you have a small n, you can do like a exponential function and it's still fine. I know. It is a database. I get it. But how the consensus works, I have to try each message, right? I also can't block. If you think of a better way, let me know. I'd happy to do it. Right now, I'm not thinking of one off the top of my head. I can't block. And I have to get a majority. Off the top of my head, I don't have a better way of doing it at this moment. There probably is a better way. There probably is. Okay, so if we do this, then we can do like we actually want to do a loop where we pop them all off. So can we do like I've never done this, but we'll see if it works. For vote in self.votes.pop, because this returns a option. Will this drain it? I've never tried to drain. So then we can do... We can do this in here. Is there a pop mutable? Is there a pop mutable? It is. Oh, do I have to do a mute here? Can I not do it for like this? I think the while is probably better. I think it's probably better. Consider changing this to be mutable. Yes, yes. So this is going to go through and drain it. And then we'll append votes for all the failed ones. So here we'll do votes dot push votes. Thank you so much for the follow. I hope you liked your personalized follow message. I hope it showed up. If it didn't, let me know. That's a bug report. Thank you. Welcome. Let's see. Wait. We'll change this to voters, so it's a little clearer. Okay, yeah, I think something was getting overlooked. All right. What is this votes? So anyways, let's just walk through this. So we set up a new vector that we push them into that fail. So when they fail, they're done. But if they don't fail, if they actually succeed, we move on, we count their vote, and then we check to see if we've hit majority. This is actually a sanity check because if their term is greater than our term in the response, we know that we aren't the leader anymore. And this would happen if there was a network partition where you were the leader. There was a network partition and the majority were on the other side of the network partition. And then you rejoined and you could get a vote with somebody that's a greater term. And then you relinquish your leadership. Okay, and then we count the votes. If we've gotten a majority, we win. And then we don't need this. I mean, yeah, we're returning here. Where did that come from? I feel like that's a derelict from something. I'd probably just create a bug deleting it, but it's probably fine. Okay, so what did I miss? I'm positive I missed something. I kind of feel like running it. Oh, you know what? I never set this voters to, I did miss something. What I need to do self dot votes. There we go. That was the bug. I found it. I also guarantee you there's at least one more bug. All right, Dutch, how did this ever work? I feel like this should have never worked before. And I have a whole stream in December of us doing this and it working. How? That's what I want to know. I want to know how this ever worked. We didn't, so everything was much faster. So everything does go to file, which maybe caused maybe there's like a very brief window where things could have slid in and gotten their response. I don't know. You break while without making sure self.votes is empty on election. Okay. Okay, so we have our... maybe this should be called voters instead of votes, but we have our list. And we drain it. This is what we're draining. We drain absolutely every single one. If it doesn't receive anything, we push it onto the next voters. If we do nothing with it, and it should get cleaned up here, right? Like, it goes out of scope here, and it should just get cleaned up. Right? Because we got our request back from it, the one shot. And so then here, we're just saying, okay, so the ones that didn't actually receive a message, we're going to check again next iteration. Is self kept around? Yeah, self is kept around. Self is kept around until we win the vote. So this is the candidate state. And so while we stay in candidate state, this is kept around. Now, once we either lose or win, we go to the next state. But if there are some that haven't responded, but we got majority, we don't care, right? So I don't think it matters in that case. Like whenever we move to a different state, it doesn't matter. I say that very confidently. I will be wrong. I will be wrong. I don't think it matters. Yeah, right there. This is why I say it's a very chatty protocol. It's a very chatty protocol. I look like a hacker though now. You know? We could just have the camera going on back here with my monitor. Maybe we need to slow it down a little bit. Now. Just need to type... One second. I'm sorry. I gotta get the whole hacker persona on. You guys can watch a whole stream of this. Merrick, hacker. Oh, I caught my son. He is going to be a hacker. He wants to be a doctor, and I support that. But I think he's going to be a hacker because he does this application. They have this application called Duolingo, and all my children take Spanish on it. He now has to do his Duolingo in the same room as somebody else. Because there's these parts where you speak to it. And it like listens to how you pronounce the things and stuff like that. Well, he found that on Duolingo, you can press the you say it or have Duolingo say it, and then press the listen button, and it will listen to itself say it and give you perfect score on it. That's what he was doing. Kind of made me a little proud. I mean, I had to get onto him, but kind of made me a little proud. Yep. He was literally just pressing the say it and then listen button and having the app speak to itself. Oh. Anyways, that was... Wait. It was kind of like a high and low of the day. It was pretty good. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is actually write files to this. Now, they're all running in these containers in Compose. And I guess we need to actually let it mount to the file system. I'm not a Compose expert. I do Kubernetes. To be honest, I don't even know where they're writing files to, because when they spin up, it does write a file. Where that file is, I'm guessing it's just like an in-memory file system. So Dutch, I'm going to blow your mind here. You're saying that compose, Docker compose, that Kubernetes is compose plus plus. So some might say that compose, let's just shorten it like we do everything with Kubernetes, is C++. Yeah? Is that what you're saying? Is this how we refer to Kubernetes now? Is C++? Is this how we refer to Kubernetes? I can make my alias for kubectl instead of just K. I can alias it to C++. I'm feeling I'm feeling like doing a good old alias here. We could because we can't spell Kubernetes. That's right. It's hard. Yeah, we could for sure alias kubectl There we go. Now we have C++ as our kubectl. Thank you, Dutch. Thanks for giving this to me. Okay, we need to mount something to Docker Compose. Mount directory. Now I can say I'm fluent in C++. I don't want Docker. I want Docker Compose. Okay, that's easy enough. All right, what we're going to do here, though, is we're going to make some directories for testing. Yeah, let's do this. So Compose does things slightly different. Like, for example, it was environment instead of env. Like, there's like different minor different things. Node 1, node. Can I do 2 directories? Can I do this? I've never done this before. Can I make 3 directories? Ha! 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 All right. So then we just want to mount node 1, node 2. Yeah. Got it. So, I hope it takes relative directory. Does it take relative directory? Host directory is the absolute or relative path. Cool. So this will be node 2. Wait. What was that? That's host directory. Yeah. Host directory, container directory, access mode. Oh, gosh. Okay. So the host directory is going to be node 1, node 2. And this is just going to be root. I should have done something to... Yeah. That feels wrong. Oh, I was going to put like Linux, like I was going to put 777. But they want like read write. Is it RW? I'm going to guess that it's RW. This is read only, right? I want read write. Is it RW? Thanks for not giving me the... Why does Docker Compose not have this? I'm just going to leave it off. Hopefully default is read write. Do I need to stringify it? Doesn't look like it. Okay. It's a local file system. It should be able to read and write it. It's a database. It better have read write. This is just our testing environment, right? We just have to have a way to run 3 of them. And they all have their own directory on the host file system. Let's see if this works. It doesn't like it being the root. Destination cannot be what? So we can't run in the root. That's annoying. We'll run in DB. Now we got to update our container. I have an extra slash. Where? What line? I won't move. Not touching. What line? So it defaults to read write. I don't think invalid mount config for type bind, invalid specification. Destination can't be root. This is the... No, this is correct. It's just putting the colon rewrite on there. So this is the relative path to the, this is where the node 3 is. And I'm binding it to the root. What is the first monkey? Now, this won't work, but let's try it. I don't know how it works. Yeah, that worked. It just can't bind to the root. That's what I was saying. Yeah, it just can't bind to the root of the container. There's probably a really valid reason. It doesn't come to off the top of my head. But there's probably a really valid reason. Look how much logs this wrote. Just in the half a second it was up. I was going to go show you. But, oh well, I'm not going to anymore. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. So now we need to update the container to run the database in the DB. Okay. Yep. We are running it. Oh, look at this. Look at me. I'm doing a multi-stage build. How adorable. I did push the receivers, Future Highway. I did. I did. That's how consensus works. If I never pushed the receivers, it wouldn't actually start voting, right? Because it would never receive. So it has to. But yes, I did. Vincey G, thanks for the follow. I am. It's backwards. Maybe I need to invert the camera. Anyways, that's a personalized welcome message just for you. I have my kids off screen typing those up as you subscribe and follow. It's an AI. Just joking. That would be fantastic. One of these times I should make it where like it's just them over there typing real quick. That would be kind of hilarious. We wrote it on stream though, so. My kids are called Chat and GPT. That's how I refer to them. About the same intelligence level. All right. Did we write anything? We didn't write anything. Oh, we just built it. Let's run it. You don't want my kids writing to your boss. Full of snark. I don't know who they got it from. Look at that. Look at that. Our database is up and running. Writing segments. We're testing it in a distributed manner. I'm pretty happy with this. I am pretty happy with this. They actually do. Let me show you. They actually are participating. So they've wanted to. I do this. I do this in my free time, and they always like participating. So they take place in my YouTube videos that I make, but they also do one other thing that's kind of a behind the scenes. So they split these videos. So we sometimes do things on stream like specific topics, and they cut those up into little bites from the streams. So they do this here. So everything on the null bytes they do. So when we reviewed the Cloudflare logs, when we did our AI tier list, when we did our system design, the CDN, all those types of things, they split them out into these things. So they do that. All right. They also, on my main channel, they do show up every once in a while. Because they enjoy recording with me. All right. Now we just need to communicate with our database. So let's try this. Let's go ahead and do Docker compose. Ooh, that's not compose. My kids can kind of Python. They can kind of Python. Yeah, they can kind of Python. Now, I forget how we had to redirect the CLI. They do a little bit of Python. If you're wanting to have your child learn, I will tell you the thing that was the most fun for them. This was probably, Microsoft has this Make Code Arcade. And this was probably the most fun thing that they did. So the cool thing about it is that you can do this like visual stuff here where you can like plug in a bunch of different logic gates and stuff. Like you could do an if. So on start, if this, you can actually do variables if you like, and plug those variables in here. And then, you know, do different things and whatnot. So the cool thing is you can actually translate that to Python. And you can even type Python in here and have that translated back to blocks. Something like this. Anyways, so they've enjoyed this. This was kind of a fun way to get them involved. It's kind of like Scratch. Yeah. It's kind of like Scratch. Yep. Anyways, just a fun little. Now, if we don't hit the leader, it should say not the leader. That said connection refused. That's not exactly what I wanted. Saying connection refused. I don't know. It should say not the leader. That's making me worried. Let's put another one in here. Sam. Another thing. I'm a little worried. Not gonna lie. All right. Real moment of truth. Did it actually save the record? In node 1. That's what we're accessing, right? Yeah, node 1. And did it distribute it off across all the other ones? Not this file? No. Wait. Did I? No, I didn't look at the same file. Okay. Well, that's a booger. Did it work on any of them, though? Did any of the nodes? Node 2. I could just cat these. That would be, like, amazingly better than what I'm doing. All right. This is not looking promising. So, nothing got written, which makes sense. Because this didn't, this should have responded differently, right? So other ones were responding, let's look at our compose. I feel like we struggled with this the other day. Maybe this port is bad. Maybe this port is bad. Where is this exposed? Let's see. I think I shotgunned the ports a little bit. Oh, okay. I got it. This is the proto buffer. This is the web server. Got it. I remember now. This was a long time ago. So this, I don't know why I changed this. Oh, I do know. I got it. Okay. Connection refused. That doesn't exist. It's at 0. Done. Okay. I got it. We're cooking now. But that's not putting any files anywhere where we can view them. Curse my my git ignore. It's ignoring all of it. That's gonna be annoying. All right. So now what we need to do is figure out which of these error messages it is. Oh, okay. So we need to turn off info logging, I think, is the next thing. Because that is way too much. Yeah. Moral of story, don't info log. Okay. Yeah, that's what's happening right here. These are every 50 milliseconds, there is a heartbeat. And the... Wait. Uh-oh, this is a bug. There'd be a bug here, right? Because these are sending votes. It shouldn't keep voting. It should start heartbeating. Uh-oh. I've thought of it, people. I know one thing. So in our latest thing, we did this thing where we kind of made everything multi-threaded. But there's a problem here. And that problem is that it sends these votes, it requests the votes, and then it requests them again because it's multi-threaded. It's going to infinitely request votes, not just once. So what we need has voted is false. If it's asked for votes and it's sent these, that has voted. And this only runs if it hasn't voted. We only ask if it hasn't requested. Rust doesn't constantly vote. Once there's a leader, it should switch to heartbeating, which is still really chatty. Because every 50 milliseconds, it's going to send a heartbeat, which requires the nodes to reply. Because they have to reply every 100 milliseconds to that, or they are considered outside of the consensus protocol at that point. Then they lose their ability. So it's very chatty, but not that chatty. It was overly chatty because it was literally just burning through the votes. Actually, I kind of like this. And then we just move all of this. All of this. Move that down here. We'll check these. It will be an empty list first. This will be an empty list first. It's fine. But that's the thing that we'll be waiting on anyways. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Raft is going to keep a single leader until an event comes down either. So there's two ways. The leader, if a client doesn't hear from the leader within 100 milliseconds, it initializes a vote. Or at the very start, they basically default to initializing for a vote. I wasn't reading that was blazing through. Okay. See, it did a vote. I don't know if we can get to the top at this point. It did a vote, and now it's burning through this stuff. Okay. We're so much better now. Can we get to the top? We should see it vote. Who made this info debug? Who did this? Not gonna do it. Oh well. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna compose up. We're gonna jump over here. We're gonna try to send some data. Doesn't feel super promising because two of them should say can't store the data. Two of them should say they can't store the data. because yeah. Let's do this. Let's jump back over here. Stop it. Then let's clean these up. I don't want to. Let's see. No, just here. This again does not seem correct. It does seem to be getting the requests though, right? So maybe this is the raft. This is a valid problem because we did screw and muck around with all of this. We did screw and muck around with all of this. So like, I think this is probably a valid issue. Basically, it's not getting written to the log. The actual thing isn't getting written to the log. Now, one of the problems is I can't see the messages for it because some idiot did the running check. Okay, let's delete that. Let's delete that because that's terrible. That happens way too much, and this does too. The code is already better to read. Okay. Now, what we need to do is actually check the... So, leader and follower and whatnot. So, if we're a leader... Mr. T. That's pretty funny. Mr. T. How are you, Toggle? I'm doing well this evening. We're working on distributed consensus right now. Do you want to see 1 billion messages? I got 1 billion messages just for you. I wrote this code that just cranks out log messages that are dumb, that are really dumb. I fixed that the really dumb part. We're on to just minorly dumb. I was writing a message on tick, and we have 3 things that tick every 10 milliseconds or something stupid like that. So like this message, checking for message and on tick, each node, and we're running 3 of these nodes because it's a distributed system. Like thousands of these a second, effectively. That's the really dumb part. that. Yeah. Okay, so basically when we get a message. Oh, Togglebit, I don't. You know what you should have done, Toggle? And it's not too late. You should just ask each streamer that participated to send you timestamps of parts that they thought were really good. I don't know if that makes sense, where it's like, have everyone go through the videos for you. That's what I would do. I would do it, Toggle. If you want me to do my VOD, I'll do my VOD. All right, so we have the new entry. Uh-oh. Dude, I don't watch my own VODs. I hate the sound of my own voice. Editing my videos for YouTube is one of the worst things that I go through. Literally one of the worst things that I do. I hate the sound of my voice. So we were never catching this. So we're going to do that. I'd do it for you, Toggle. 100%. 100%. This should just fail because it's not a leader. So on messages, where's its on message? So on new entry, it just replies with, I am not the leader, as it should. And the follower should do the same. Yeah, it just replies with, I'm not the leader. Well, Toggle, if you're getting swamped with it and you'd like my help, I'm happy to review some footage for you. Absolutely happy. Hopefully you're going for lighthearted and silly. You have my video in there. Do you realize I looked at my commit? I did like 3 lines. I did like 3 lines in 3 hours. I'm like a 1 line an hour type of programmer. 1 line an hour type of programmer right here. How many lines per hour is it? LPH? What's your LPH? Mine is 1. Mine is 1. I didn't actually even write any code. I actually, one of them was switching the order of serialization. The other one was adding the missing serialization, and then the other one was fixing the order of I understand. This is seared into my brain. Was where you were like, allocating the slice of bytes and then moving the buffer, basically order of operations. That was it. All right. I have a good feeling. I don't know what I changed. I don't remember. But look at that. I took out all of those terrible ones. All right. Failed to get heartbeat from leader. So node 2 became a candidate here. Node 1 became a leader here. Or became a candidate. We're not reaching quorum. So that whole voting thing we did failed on us. So node 3 did send vote requests, but it didn't get them back, sending vote requests. It didn't actually get the heartbeats back. Okay. So we're not becoming a leader. Nobody's becoming a leader. Actually, I want to try one thing really quickly. Actually, Toggle, you've spawned a new thing. I've actually asked people to write me a cursed piece of software. They get 3 hours. You can write me anything you want in 3 hours, and I will debug it. I think it was kind of fun. I haven't actually opened up. It was fun mapping out what exactly was on disk. I actually had to open up a hex editor to understand the different things. That was a ton of fun. I enjoyed it. So don't worry about it, because I actually enjoyed it, even though that was a little bit of a cursed piece of thing to hand off there. Just a little. But I hope more people do it. I'll make a show out of doing that. It was kind of fun. It's basically Canada in the commit log. What are the premises? Okay, we'll have to set some premises. I don't mind if there's some silly stuff. Like, honestly, Toggle, I think some silly would be fun, as long as people don't go too off the... You know what? I'm going to mention somebody, Russell. Russell will go silly quick, and it will get painful very quick. He's very smart. And creative. Don't ask him unbounded. That's dangerous. Oh no, an LMAO. Oh no. I'll do it. Again, I was hoping for like Go and Rust. So Dutch, if you'd like to make me a Go application, I was hoping for those. I feel like maybe we'll do some premises as we do it a little bit, Toggle. Like, leave it a little bit open at the beginning and see what happens. One premise that I was thinking about on this was actually telling me what it's supposed to do. Like, because the bug could be that it's not doing what it's supposed to do. That's fine. Like, write a web server that's serving requests, but like it's not serving the right requests. I don't really care what the bug or the thing is, like the gotcha. I feel like a lot of people will go into like really, really obscure language features. Like I'm assuming I'll see a bunch of unsafe Rust or, like pointer stuff in Go that is kind of like the obscure side of the language. That's my assumption. But you could also do like, well, yeah, it's got a database and like we change the encoding like that. You could do stuff like what you did to me effectively. So I don't know. I think it's fun though to also not know what it's doing. So I've gone back and forth on this one because part of not knowing what it's supposed to do is also kind of fun. It's kind of like an investigation. So I don't know about that one. This is where like I'm maybe kind of happy to just do a few and see what I get. All right. You know what? Are we not starting? Did we get... Yeah, so we're getting the messages. And we're getting another... And we're putting the data. There's no error logs through any of that. And this is actually really cool because we're actually... Wait a second. Did we get a leader here? No. Becoming candidate. Connecting. Sending vote. Node 1 became... Yeah. We're not reaching consensus is the problem. Nobody's becoming a leader. That's the problem. 1 became a candidate. 3 became a candidate. 2 became a candidate. Nobody became a leader. So we have a problem here. So on tick, we vote. If we've never voted before. Or we request... Wait a second. I made a boo-boo. One second. Okay. First things first, we check if anybody has. This VEC will be empty because this is all of our voters. And we don't have any voters because we haven't requested any votes yet. So we go through here and this will be a no-op at the beginning. Well, it won't be a no-op. We'll actually have some allocations, which is dumb, but it's fine. We could check the length first. Optimization for later. Okay. Effectively a no-op. We don't have any. We haven't requested votes yet. If has voted is true, we would return right now because we voted. And all we want to do is check for people voting at this point. Is this... sending vote request. We are sending the vote request, right? Yeah, we are sending the vote request. Okay. So we got that. Oh, thank you, Dutch. Thank you for being that guy. I got to hurry up. That's what we got to do. We have a solid 4 minutes at least. Let's fix this. Okay, so we are sending the vote request, but I don't see any infos from here. Thank you, Dutch, for I get lost in these sometimes. It doesn't feel that late to me because I took a nap because I was up with my son and my goodness, I was up to like 3:30 a.m. last night. So then, I go through until lunch, and then I took a nap through lunch instead of eating. And that always makes it hard to go to bed on time. Leo's naps are more important than food. 100%. Just Leo's fine. I was... Obviously, I was struggling. Obviously. Leo sounds great. How are you doing, Leo? Oh, could barely sleep. Okay, I do need to... how is your, Why did that get auto-modded? I don't know. I never know what auto-mod does. Okay. I need to check that out. Yeah, so I prototyped this, got auto-modded. It didn't like prototype for some reason. I don't know. Shame on you for prototyping stuff. This is Twitch. Okay, I don't see any responses being sent back. My settings say that links are fine as long as the account is over like 2 weeks old or something, and in good standing. And it's a GitHub OCaml link. I can't imagine. So we're still handling messages here, but we're not getting any vote request. Do we still have another threading issue? Threading issue. Right. Because we're not... See... Distributed databases are easy, they said. Okay, we're good. We've got this. I don't think that we're getting this message still. I think that's the problem. I still think something is consuming this. So if we go to our raft... So we start the gRPC server. Yep. And we know that tick is running. Because we had log messages that were just filling up our log because tick was going. And so this runs tick on each one of these. But run tick does two things. It calls tick first. And then it calls try receive and calls on message on the state. So we should be getting a got message, which we're not getting a message on the... we are. Oh, but this is from the CLI. It's not getting messages between each other. Which is interesting because they're connected via gRPC. So, like, they should be connected and sending messages. And we know this is running because we know that run tick runs a bunch. I mean, we can just do it really quickly. And you'll see that this happens a bunch of times. We already saw it a bunch. It's just like right up here. Yeah. Checking for messages, running tick. I mean, like, it just boom. Oh, Dutch, are you there? Who in chat is a Kubernetes person? Who in chat is a Kubernetes person? If you are, and you're out there. Toggle, I want your best. I am making a very much fun video on Kubernetes called 25 Facts You Didn't Know About Kubernetes. Now, I use the word fact lightly. It's supposed to be snarky and kind of funny. Kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, if you've experienced that, yeah, that's a huge pain in the JavaScript. So if you have one, if you have a snarky one, let me know. Leave it in my Discord, or if you're not in my Discord, put it here. They're all facts. They're all kind of like real things, but it's meant to be funny. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to like share the pain in a fun way. I kind of want to do it about like everything that I'm at least decent at. Like, I think I want to do it one about Rust as well at some point. You know, like making fun of some of the sharp edges of Rust that will cut you painfully. I love Rust. I like Kubernetes too. It doesn't mean that there aren't things that are annoying. Like, whoever was really wanted 2 different types of arrows. I don't know who it was, but we needed 2 different types. Cool. I got to meet and talk with Joe Beda, the guy from Google that created it. I don't know, random fact about me. Does he know who I am? No, he doesn't. Have I talked to him? Have I shook his hand? Yes. Fun story. I'm terrible with people and like their names and like actually giving a crap about like famous people. So like I met Kelsey Hightower and Joe Beda, and I didn't at KubeCon, where I did some stuff, didn't know who they were at all. At all. It was only after the fact that I found out that I had actually met somebody that was halfway decently famous. Did I know? Did I make sure they remembered my name? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, it happened when... Yeah. Yep. So anyways, that's my all right. Why is this not working? So run tick, we try receive on the receiver. If we get a message, we run on message, but I don't think we're getting messages, but we know that we're not blocking because I know this runs. I mean, we can watch this run. It's thinking, Toggle. That's the flicker of thought. See, if it's not thinking, it just sits there. Look at that. This is a dumb one. Smart one. It's thinking. I don't know. It's Docker Compose build. Uh-oh, everyone. We did something. We're not getting this. Oh, we didn't put a thing in here saying we were checking. We're not getting a message. All right, so did we screw up sending the messages? I know that we're saying sending vote request, but are we actually? Are we actually? Candidate is what I wanted. Did we actually send? So let's go to tick. That's in the main function. We can go look at it really quickly. I want to make sure that we're actually sending because we already did check that receiver once, but we'll check it again. Can't be too safe. Kakakishi. I don't think 1 second. I just did that really quickly. There is your personalized follow message. Thanks for following. Kakashi is probably more close, more better. Thanks for the follow. I'm bad at reading, and I'm especially bad at doing it quickly. Okay, got derailed by that. No, Future Highway. It's a good thought. We should go revalidate it because I think that we did. But it's obviously not working. Kakashi, I'm excited to learn new things with you too. Yeah. If you have any ideas, I do some like I don't know what it's called, but like I do like if you guys want to do like a system design, I like system design. If you guys want to do a specific system design interview or whatnot, let me know. On Saturdays, sometimes I do those for like an hour where we just go over, design the system or whatnot. Or sometimes we do some more fun ones. I have a kind of fun one coming up this Saturday. But I try to make them as educational as I can and prep a little bit. I was hoping to have this fixed by Saturday too because I wanted to benchmark it. But, okay, let's make sure that we're actually sending these things. So we do a Tokyo spawn and let's actually log here. Let's make sure that we're actually sending these. So what the garbage? Oh, okay. This is our sender and receiver. This is our one shot. Our receiver, we spawn a thread, we send it, we take our shot. Okay. Let's check that sender that you were talking about. So when we spin up Raft, we have this receiver. This is the receiver. and we'll follow it through just to make sure. But this is the receiver, and this is the sender. The sender goes into this is just our Actix web server. So this is what responds to it. And we know this is working because we actually sent stuff back on it. Wait. Yeah. We sent stuff. Uh-oh. Future Highway, thank you so much for calling this out. And that's this receiver right here. Okay? But that means this receiver is for our front-end messages. Front-end, period. It's for our web server. But our gRPC server, that, my friend, that gets start here. And it gets a sender. It gets a sender here. All right. It gets the same sender. Okay. Yep, it's good. It's good. I told you it was fine, Future Highway. This was a good check. I was like, oh, no, maybe we didn't. And we know that from the front end it was working because if you remember right, when we sent messages from the command line, yeah, it actually gets the message. So we know that this sender is working because it works when sending from the front end. Do we have evidence that the gRPC is working? We do, because it goes to connected. This will actually fail if it doesn't, this connecting here will actually fail if it doesn't connect, right? Toggle. Linux is an open world game composed entirely of side quests. I thought the main quest was get a job. You don't have to do the main job, the main quest. I guess then it's just a side quest, right? I guess it's optional. Never mind. You're right. That just told me somebody else's quest. Touche. Well said, Toggle. All right. Anybody out there, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you like your personalized... just for you. Written just for you. Wrote that up this morning. If anybody isn't familiar, let's give a shout out here. We have a Togglebit. A fantastic streamer. It's actually auto-generated, that message. It's just an AI that sits back there and works tirelessly to make fantastic, custom, unique follow messages. Personalized message written with 999 words per minute. That's right. Anyways, you guys should follow Togglebit. He does a lot of streaming as well. We actually use a project that he's writing, Anathema. Okay, so we know that it gets messages through this receiver. So we know the receiver is not a problem. We also know that we're not deadlocked because we get... Let's just validate that we're not deadlocked because we were deadlocked earlier today. We were deadlocked earlier today. That was... It was a deadlock across nodes. This is a distributed database for anybody that are just joining. So yeah, you can deadlock with consensus. You can deadlock across the nodes. It's fun like that. Do you know what, Toggle? How about this? How about I just hand this as it is to you and watch you fix it tomorrow morning on your stream? That sounds fun. Sounds mildly enjoyable to me. Oh, sure. Excuses, excuses. I see. Wise mother. Wise mother. Don't touch other people's code. Definitely don't download it and run it. All right. It's oh, ironic, painful. But we're not deadlocked, right? Because Tick is running. Tick is running. Let's go to Tick. Let's just validate. Info, ticking candidate. There we go. We're just going to validate that ticking candidate. I don't think, well, the consensus is deadlocked, is what you're saying, which is just as bad because without, if it can't reach quorum, if it can't reach consensus, then it won't accept any new values, which is something we need to fix because it's not accepting the values, it's throwing them out, but it's not telling you that it's not reaching consensus. So it's still deadlocked because it's not reaching consensus when it should. So it's not deadlocked in the sense that this is not the thing that should be receiving messages is not blocked. And this is why we're not logging there either. Okay. Is it true that it always responds no? It doesn't always respond no. So it always responds no if it's a candidate and it's asking to, because it voted for itself. It counts itself as a vote. So in candidate state, it always votes no. It's always going to vote for itself. Because it already voted for itself. So in theory, if they all become candidates at the same time and all vote for themselves, it will fail. And then there's just a little bit of time in between where they sleep a little and they'll try again. And the thing is, it's okay if they hit butt heads every once in a while. That's actually part of the algorithm. The return none means don't change states. So this tick here basically says if you return a state, it's going to change to that state. So if you see here where we win the vote, where we win, So if we lose the vote, we go back to a follower, and if we win the vote, we go to a leader. So if you return none, it does nothing. Wait, did we get these sending vote requests too? We got all this. We gotta rerun this because that's garbage code you can't read. So yeah, this is a state machine, and because again, this is distributed consensus, which is distributed state. And so on tick, basically what happens is that on tick, if it returns a state change, then you deal with the state change. If it doesn't, you stay the same state. All right. So we don't ever get sending vote request to node. That should happen twice, right? It does happen twice. Does it happen? It should have happened twice for the same node. It doesn't actually tell us what node it is, but it does happen twice, it seems. Interesting. Actually, look at this. It should actually say the exact same thing twice. I do the same stupid thing. And it looks like, but we have 2 nodes, so it should do it 4 times, but I don't see that. Interesting. Let me change this because this is a dumb log message. Inside spawn. I know they're all candidates. I get it. Everybody, but so the thing is, they should fail, right? Because if they don't get enough votes because the other ones voted no, they should fail and go back to a follower. And then if they all go back to a follower because they all voted for themselves, they should become a candidate again because they'll fail the heartbeat of the leader because there is no leader, and they'll vote again. They'll move to the candidate state and so on and so forth. This is weird because they do nothing. They do nothing. And the tick is still going. We've proved that multiple times now. And that tick is what drives that. Has voted doesn't get reset. Basically, once it's asked for votes, it can't ask for votes again. It just needs to wait for votes for those things to come back. So this is where we're checking for the messages of things that have voted. So it never gets reset. It now just needs to wait for its peers. Now, we could do a timeout here for like faulty networks and stuff, and that's fine. But we know these nodes are all up and they're all communicating. So like, that's not the issue here. There should be a timeout for sure. Is voting never printed? No. This is never printed. That's where it doesn't seem like this message gets received because we never got vote request voting no. They should all say voted. They should all get a vote request. And we print the same thing in every single state. So whether you're a follower, candidate, or leader, you should print the same thing, vote request. And we don't get it. Like none of them are receiving it. And we know they're connected because gRPC makes stateful connections. So it's not like it's just sending it and it's dying. Voting no ever printed. Yeah. No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like this is never printed, and this is definitely never printed. This was all working 2 weeks ago. So close. So close. Okay. I might have to call it. It's 1 a.m. for me. Dan Salt. Deep in the trenches. Deep in the treacherous woods. Dan Salt. It likes rogues. It makes a lot of rogues. Welcome to the Null Party. What is the type of sender? This is a vote reply? Wait. Are we never dealing with a vote reply? This should be the one shot. This is a one shot. This vote request has a one shot. It's a one shot. No. No, it's not the TX from the main. So the TX from the main, let's cover this, is what's being listened to. So if we go to tick and we look at one second. Let me if we go to run tick, that's what I was looking for. Okay. So if we go to run tick, it's this right here. This is the receiver from main that's getting a message from the front end back to the back end. Now, this receiver is of raft event, and each one of these raft events that gets pushed back to the back end gets a one shot, and that's what we're replying to, is this one shot. So this receiver that we have here gets two senders made. One sender is sent to the gRPC, and one is sent to the Actix REST endpoint. Let's look at that, just so we're all clear. So here, we're passing the sender, this one right here, this TX sender, to the raft run. And in raft run, we are passing that sender that we're getting right here, the TX, to the start raft server, which is starting the gRPC service. We're also taking this sender and cloning it here for the front end Actix. So this is just how to send stuff back there. And all of these in this are one shots. All these senders and receivers, you basically send something so you can send it back. It is the TX for the main, right? Because here's the raft node, and here's us passing the receiver. So this is the receiver, and we can go in here, raft node. So this is the receiver that we have here on the raft node. And when we call run, this is our run. And you can see that we're doing self.run check, run tick. And our tick is calling that receiver right here, self.receiver, try receive. And this is where that message is generated, this on message, which is this on message. Right. This is. This right here, this receiver is a, absolutely, you're 100% right. This is a Tokyo receiver, is an MPSC receiver. This right here, this one is 100%, 1000% this receiver. The one that's sent back with it is the one shot. This is the one shot. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. This receiver is the MPSC. The one that's sent with it on its message is the one shot. Okay. I think I have an idea. I think I have one thing that we should check really quickly. Thank you for the follow. Kazaa. That's what I'm calling you, is Kazaa. It's probably wrong. I'm sorry. It's probably wrong. Okay. I got this is what we're gonna try. I want to look at something here. I was looking at this. So we send this vote reply. But do you know what is weird? And I can't explain this, because this had been working. Where's the reply go? We don't handle a message for a reply. Do we? I don't think so. Where do we handle that? I don't know. We never have, though. How did this ever work? I don't know. Did I remove an entire event? I wouldn't have removed an event, right? Okay. I'm leaving it here because I will have to investigate this. I'm going to have to go through Git history, and I'm going to have to understand how this ever worked. It's Git blame time. It's Git blame time, but I don't want to Git blame myself, because I'm pretty sure there's only one person that has touched this code, and it's probably ToggleBit's fault. It's either that or somebody else's fault. You know, it was somebody distracting me. It wasn't my fault. Now, I can't believe I deleted the... One second. I actually cannot believe that I deleted that. I just cannot believe that that would happen. All right, well, this is the latest. We need to go back one. We need to go back one. One second. We got to go through history a little bit. Little digging. Not Maine. I'm going back to the commit that's called working. Browse files. Let's see. What was the file? Oh, this is the gRPC server. I'm telling you, vote reply is never there. I don't know. I don't know how this ever worked. We wrote it in December, the main raft consensus. But this is for next time. It is 1 a.m. in the morning. My brain is pretty shot. I gave it one shot. That wasn't good enough. We're going to fix this probably Saturday morning. I had hoped to do some other stuff Saturday morning, but maybe we can figure this out really quickly on Saturday morning. It had to have another way coming back, right? The reply? I feel like I'm missing something major because like everybody that's been here for a while knows that this has worked, but I don't know how it ever worked. Anyways, let's find somebody to raid. Who should we raid? Who is raidable right now? Who is raidable right now? Let's see. Thanks everybody for joining. Leo is on, so he's doing some OCaml. OCaml's a little bit funky, but you know what? Let's go ahead and give Leo a little bit of a raid. Hopefully you all have a fantastic night. And thank you all for joining. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys had some fun. Hopefully we learned something. Join the Discord if you'd like to leave me a link of like a thing that you would like to go over, like a system design, or we could do anything. And we'll get them. Thank you. Good night. Have yourselves a fantastic day. And we'll Leo. And say hi to Leo for me. Yeah, say hi to Leo. Good night. See y'all